Hi, Eamon here from Psychonosis News. I keep opening up with the same sentence. I don't know why, but I'd just like to say hi to all the adventurers and those who are perhaps joining at a future date. I'd like to say how excited I am to be involved in this experiment because believe me, I learn as much as anyone else, if not more. I'm dedicated towards bringing this towards mankind for one reason only, and that is to bring peace and harmony and get beyond the thinking mind that's causing chaos. What I mean by the thinking mind causing chaos is our reliance on it being who we are. It's the biggest issue that we've got, which turns into our story. Our story is very important. It's very, very important. And it's one of the things that we don't let go. We may understand and really appreciate that we are not our emotional information, but then when it comes down to our individual stories, we don't want to let them go. We want to believe that we are correct. It's a controversial issue inside your own head in the fact that they clash. If you're not your emotional information, your story, which is made up of emotional information, cannot possibly be who you are. You can't have it one way and then the other. At the end of the day, you have to appreciate that your story is very important, but it's also your emotional information. So it's not who you are. What makes up who you are is who you were before you came here, before you came into your body, and it's who you will be when you leave here. Now, I know for a fact that understanding your story and then going against those things and saying, well, my story's correct and everyone else's is wrong, brings out our inability to be able to succeed in our overcoming our mental issues. And that's what's important. Everybody that's in a mental asylum has a story in their head, may be confused, and they're all confused anyway, all our stories, but they believe their story. They believe that whatever they believe, whatever they say. And because at the end of the day, our therapists, unfortunately, are working on their story, trying to repair it, trying to give them peace by replacing one emotion with another, then that story becomes stronger. I want you and all of us to be able to look in the mirror. I want us to question our story. Where did it come from? It was given to us mostly throughout our childhood. We had no choices. Our parents gave us our information. Our teachers gave us it. Our religious leaders gave us it. It's their version in many cases. For example, if you're in a religion, that information that you've received is based on what you were given. If you're not religious, it's exactly the same. You were given information that wasn't who you were. It may have been that other person's belief, but it became your belief because you haven't questioned it. You can put that right down to football teams, or you can put it down to any kind of hobby, whether you're a fisher person or you go and you play rugby or whatever it might be. We can put it down to anything. Most of these things have not been questioned. We take them on board and they're part of our story, and there's nothing wrong with them. What's wrong with them is when they believe they are who we are. And that's the problem. And we don't let it go. That's a version of what I want to say just now. You're not your story, but it is important. We have to have that careful balance. We have to realise that everybody else's story is just as important as our story. At the same time, none of the stories are important because they're only made up of different pieces of information that we've transmuted throughout each of our various stages of growth as far as our body and mind is concerned. When we develop from a small babe in arms through to who we are today, we've all learnt these things. Let's learn to let go of our story, because at the end of the day, and not defend it. We don't need to defend it. We just have to say, well, that's how I'm thinking at the moment. I guess maybe I should question that when someone comes up to you. I had to do this many years ago. I believed in positive thinking and was looking for a miracle for my daughter. I wanted to find that miracle through positive thinking. Everybody I spoke to many people who were healed from dying. They only had short periods of time to live, and they're still living today, or was living then, 10 years after their event, after they got told their diagnosis, if you like. And I kept looking for positive thinking. It took me years and years until someone told me I was bumptious and arrogant. I had to listen to them. I've probably been told many times previous to that, but didn't, because I believed in positive thinking. Anyway, that's just one of the things that kept me back for years, because it was my story. And my story stopped me and prevented me from having happiness and understanding and kindness and being able to resolve what I was looking for much sooner. I would have been able to do it much sooner. And I've put things off over the last 10 years, even though I've had psychosis and writing books and writing the articles. I've been putting things off because of procrastination. My story. I justified it. Don't justify your story, don't defend it. Anyway, that's our next look at our next belief system there. Let's see how the article goes tonight. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your story, but remember, it's not who you are. Try and let go of it. Don't defend it. It's not necessary. It isn't real. Thank you. Cheers.